Sports Saturday.
Doesn't look good, Coach.
Can he play?
He's in a coma.
Answer my question. Can he play?
With Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor.
I don't even think he can breathe. We got to get him to a hospital immediately.
Brought to you by Philbrook Law. Accident and injury lawyers. Your local law team.
You listen to me right now. I don't care what you have to do. Reggie Ray stays in the game, damn it.
Sports Saturday, brought to you by Philbrook Law. Accident and injury lawyers on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 and 1080.
Somebody jump on sides, damn.
The Fan.
Good morning. Welcome into Sports Saturday right here on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube and Twitch for the kids. Rashad Taylor across the faux marble table from me.
What up, though? But you're gonna need to bring it all the way down for right now, man.
I need to do it for myself.
I get it. Like,
I gotta wake myself up here.
yeah, I'm trying. I'm
Jordan
trying
Schultz
to get up
across
right
the glass.
Anybody bring donuts?
No, I went and got some Mickey D's breakfast this morning though.
now. That's always clutch.
It was a clutch move. It was a very clutch move.
Oh yeah, you go burrito or do you go like a full McMuffin?
Oh, I could go buy one, get one for $1 McGriddle and a sausage egg McMuffin.
Ooh,
One of each.
Sausage egg McMuffin is
underrated.
I don't know. I think it's goated. I think it's the greatest breakfast sandwich. Potential as far as fast food restaurants are
You ever
concerned.
had a Fisher sandwich, boy?
Well,
I
actually,
cook you a damn good breakfast
I
sandwich.
actually have had a Fisher Stando, at one point after a Ducks game,
That's
so
right.
I actually have,
Put some hot sauce on that bitch.
But there's something
yeah.
about that,
no, seriously, egg with hot sauce. Yes,
listen,
please.
I'm not a big breakfast sausage place at restaurants because the sausage is always kind of ass.
Kind of suspect, yeah.
Always really. For whatever reason, the sausage from the Egg McMuffin, the sausage egg McMuffin is always on point for whatever reason. Mind you, I don't know if I would eat it just on its own.
No.
But
Can I have
at
a
the same time,
can I have a deconstructed McMuffin, please?
people ask for it. People ask for it. I used to, when I was attending Apollo College, I would see a bunch of people go to the McDonald's in the Lloyd Center at that time, and especially early in the mornings, like, oh, can I just get the sausage McMuffin, and then can I just get a side of Canadian bacon? I was like, really? You
Can I
do
just
that?
get a side of the meat disc, please?
Yeah, people ask
The
for it.
meat
People just,
disc.
people that don't eat egg or don't eat, gluten or whatever, just come in and like, yeah, can I just get the sausage? Like, really?
They got the sausage just on the egg McMuffin, or just the what's the English muffin?
yeah.
I'm like, I'm too tired to remember what it's actually called, but it's just the bread and the meat. So come on, people.
This for some reason reminded me of something the other day. I believe I was listening or watching or something or other about Day and Landing in the Ducks, and one of their mottos this year is double down. Double down on everything you do, right? And it just reminded me of the double down chicken sandwich
From
KFC.
Oh
Like
my
instead
God.
of getting like hyped up and being like, hell yeah, go Ducks, brother, I was more like, hey, double down. I remember the double down sandwich from KFC.
Remember this really
Listen.
high caloric fatty piece of ass?
Honestly, I think in one of the greatest American inventions. I mean, nothing screams Americana like 2 chicken breasts as your bun. With bacon and cheese and some sort of mystery sauce.
And you know what? KFC upped the ante because later on they came out with the chicken sandwich between the 2 donuts. Do you remember that?
Oh, I did not
Yeah,
remember that.
this is just a couple years ago. This isn't long ago, and so yeah, KFC that's their motto: double down and just keep coming
Double
up.
down on your heart disease.
Seriously, like, man, if you're gonna get it anyway, right? Why don't you get it faster with us?
There was actually a place here in downtown Portland that did that. It was on diners, drive-ins, and dives. God,
A lot of D's.
oh my
Lots
God,
of
yeah.
D.
Like I almost said another D. But it's closed. I think the pandemic killed it. But you could literally get not only boozy shakes, but burgers and chicken sandwiches with glazed donuts as the bun, and it was just
Oh yeah, here it is.
Dinerant, I believe.
KFC's new fried chicken donut sandwich. How
Oh,
about
God.
that?
KFC just always, they get it wrong a lot, but then they come around and they brought the wings back.
Well, it's one of my favorite things about fast food places is the I don't know, the ingenuity, the creativity with some of their products.
Oh yeah.
And by God, they might be abominations, and they might have a short run on the menu.
There's some pretty
never
bad
to
ones.
return again. Well, like right now on, I keep seeing these ads for I think it's Burger King or something, or Wendy's, and they're doing like a promotion for that Addams Family show Wednesday.
That would be Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the dipping sauce for their nuggets is like purple, like it's Easy Squirt ketchup. Remember that?
Or yeah, the colorful ketchup.
Yeah, the Shrek green.
Yeah.
Oh
ketchup.
yeah, dyed your
Purple
tongue
joint,
green.
the blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know any sort of purple dipping sauce that I would think of would go well with some nuggies.
Like a grape chutney or something like that. Like where
Hey,
do we?
actually, you might have just sold.
Yeah, that might. I mean, that might be the
Whoa.
one right there. But no, I
a
mean,
grape chutney.
yeah. Every now and then, like a restaurant will come out with something that's like, okay, that's legit. But then there's always things like I don't know about you guys. I will never be a McRib guy. That is disgusting.
I don't think I've ever had a McRib, and there is nothing. I don't care how many people are clamoring during McRib season for one. I ain't going near one of those.
That is so gross.
Yeah.
Really? I
You're-
mean, I know
you're a
that it's
McRib
just
guy.
it's a pork patty shaped like a McRib with no bones in it,
Yup.
but
What kind of rib is it?
Yeah.
cow, lamb. My wife, midnight, I think, God, 7 or 8 years ago, on New Year's Eve into New Year's Day.
I thought you
she's
were gonna
like,
say she got 7 or 8 McRibs.
I was like,
No,
yes, I just
no,
went
no,
to
no,
town.
no.
Damn.
we were in the Uber on the way home from where we were drinking, and she's like, "Don't hate me, don't judge me. I want a McRib." So we had the Uber stop on the way, on the way home through the drive-thru to get 2 McRibs, not 7, but 1 for each of us. And I'm like, "All right, I'm down with this jam."
Yeah,
Yeah, gross.
I'm gonna.
You guys are
Yeah, gross.
Especially with the raw diced onions on there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. No onions.
Yeah, the McRib is one of those weird sandwiches that I don't know, I see people order, or even when I'm in line and I listen to people order, I'm like, really? Ew.
What is
Really?
wrong with you?
Can I get a fillet of fish? Word?
Sir, cancel that order.
Yeah.
Do not put
Yeah,
that
please,
in the
please
system
don't
for
make
him.
this. Please don't make this lady eat that.
You step in
Yeah,
front of him.
yeah.
I'm not allowing this to
She
happen.
she meant
Do
quarter
not.
pounder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Filet of fish is actually a low-key good
Dude, my
sandwich, too.
girlfriend, she swears by filet of fish.
My
Ain't
wife
bad.
loves fillet of fish.
She says she's from Hawaii. She says the filet of fish, it's a banger over there in Hawaii. Which I would believe that. I
believe the fish is probably much fresher in Hawaii for the
Yeah.
fillet of fish.
Yeah.
So yes,
See McDonald's in Hawaii.
Cut
you
this
can
this morning, brother.
yeah, right.
You can get Spam Egg McMuffins in Hawaii at the
Yeah,
McDonald's, so
the
pretty special
If you've
there.
been, I'm not sure if you've been out of the country, Joe, and traveled like
I've not left the country. I'm scared.
Jordan.
Yes, but it's been like 20 years.
The McDonald's is not created equal everywhere.
Oh no.
Fast food isn't created equal everywhere.
International McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's an interesting conversation.
It's not. I remember
Oh,
being in.
the Asia ones, dude. They do some crazy.
Some of them
ass-
do some stuff that's like, why isn't that here? Why don't you serve that here? But other ones are
Then
like,
there's ones where like you can keep that.
that
over
is
there.
gross. I remember being in we were in London, I think, and there was this commercial like McDonald's was serving hot dogs,
Mhm.
like, and there was this kid during the commercial, and they were just really celebrating these hot dogs everywhere. I'm like, that looks so gross, man. Every single time I saw it on TV, I was like, that looks disgusting. There's another one that serves like spaghetti.
Yeah,
Why would
I've seen that,
McDonald's
yeah.
serve
Those
spaghetti?
have both been served in America, by the way.
Why wouldn't anybody ever want spaghetti from McDonald's?
See, the cool thing about McDonald's is, Rashad, you bring up an awesome point, is they have around the world in different countries, like specific items to that country at those McDonald's. So like
Yeah.
in Canada, they got poutine when you go to McDonald's. In South Korea, a bulgogi burger, if that's how you say it. They've got
Ooh.
chicken mahara mac in India. Like they've got an avocado beef burger in Japan. You can't get these anywhere, outside of those areas, but it's pretty cool. Like check
And we
the
get the
boxes off
McRib.
from country to country.
We get the McRib, right? And so yeah, you just said all these. The one from Korea sounds awesome. The one from Japan with the avocado, man, sounds awesome. We get the McRib and the Shamrock Shake.
Also has a pizza McPuff. I'll do that.
I have a list here of some of the craziest fast food menu items we can't believe were real.
Oh, lay it on us, Joe.
Pizza Hut's hot dog bites pizza, where the
Ooh.
crust was hot
Hot dogs. I remember that.
Like the little,
A little like picking a
pigs in
blanket almost.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Japan is really good with, and I believe South Korea as well. KFC and Pizza Hut do some wacky stuff there.
They also had they did a McDonald's chicken fajita. This is actually recent because I remember seeing this. Sonic's whole Sonic is doing like a pickle juice slush.
Yuck.
What the
No
hell's the matter
thanks.
with you?
It's just, I mean, pregnant women around the country are celebrating because, yes, all of a sudden, but yuck.
Taco Bell's waffle tacos. I remember those.
Oh yeah, those
I do
were
remember
actually
those.
decent.
Those were actually okay.
Burger King's mac and Cheetos.
Remember those? They had hot Cheeto ones too.
That is of everything on this list, and there's quite a few that just gives me a stomach ache and has me has me
you the
getting
BGs?
interjected. Yeah,
Yeah.
just by looking at the picture. The mac and Cheetos might be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there was like I said, there was a hot Cheetos one as well.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Taco Bell's naked egg taco,
I remember that too.
which
Actually,
the taco shell is just an
Just an egg?
egg.
That could
So
be
it's
okay.
healthy,
That could be, yeah. I
right?
mean, you know, I guess what was the keto friendly?
yes.
Yeah, I
There you go.
suppose, yeah.
No carb. Yeah, low carb, no carb.
Burger King's Whopperito.
No,
Oh my god, gross.
that is
Gross. It's just basically everything from a Whopper just wrapped up
Yeah.
in a
that lasted for about 2 months.
yeah.
Coming full circle on the spaghetti, Little Caesars apparently in the 80s and 90s had their big bucket of spaghetti.
Actually,
Where you would just get a gigantic bucket of spaghetti for like $8.
Little
It's
Caesars,
Little
is
Caesars, of
underrated.
course.
A tub of pasta plus breadsticks.
Little Caesars was trash for a long time. They're much better now, but they were
Yeah.
trash for a really,
Yeah,
really,
can I,
really long time.
Can I get some crazy bread and your giant vat of spaghetti, please?
Yuck. You know, Eminem has a restaurant called Mom Spaghetti.
I've heard of this.
Why would you name
in
that?
Detroit?
Does anybody remember the how
Yeah,
how
he-
you get there?
He throws it up.
Why do I want to eat that? Why would I
Well,
want to
it
eat
wasn't
that?
the spaghetti that made
Well, of
him
course,
throw
it was
up.
the anxiety.
It
but
was the
still, it was
nerves,
but
okay?
yeah, that's how I equate the spaghetti is with you puking on yourself before your show.
That's you bring up a good point. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, why would I
It's-
want to go eat thinking of somebody puking?
Yeah. KFC's nail polish, an edible nail polish.
Excuse me?
Yeah, because
Like
it was finger licking good.
Ah, that's
Oh,
funny.
okay,
Did it
well,
smell
that's-
like chicken?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of things on these lists that we should, just say that we learn from our mistakes.
We tried. You
Yeah.
know, hey man, players mess up.
The McAfrica, McDonald's McAfrica.
Oh,
Excuse
I
me?
need to know what's on it.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
Released in 2002 as a promotion for the Olympic Games.
Ah.
Let's
It's gonna be the most racist sandwich ever. What is it?
I'm trying to find it. It looks like it's between like two pieces of naan bread.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This
That
is going.
sounds
This
about
is
right.
starting well.
Yeah. It's not giving me the full description in this article, but I'll be damned. I'll find it. I'll find the
It's
ingredients
like
of this.
goat or lamb or something like that. Like which is, if you said naan, so
Beef,
if I'm-
cheese, and tomatoes wrapped in pita bread.
So it's just a pita. And they call it the McAfrica?
it's the Africa. What?
The McAfrica, yeah.
We're sometimes whoever's in
hell are
that
we
room,
doing?
they're just not even trying.
They like pita bread over there, don't they?
Yeah.
right?
Let's
Okay.
just throw it in between a couple pieces of pita bread
It's
and
not even the
call it.
right continent, man.
Genius, Frank. Let's do it.
The McDonald's Hula Burger.
Oh, that,
Well, that was the pineapple
yeah,
and the
barbecue sauce or
barbecue
whatever.
sauce or
Just
whatever.
biting
It just,
through a ring of pineapple.
yeah, it's just pineapple,
with
right?
some
Yeah, and
cheese.
cheese. Gross.
Oh yeah. No burger. It's just pineapple. This was for like Lent, right? Like because people couldn't eat meat like on Sundays, so they were trying to get the religious crowd as well
Oh,
during
that's
that
so
weekend.
stupid.
It was
They just don't want to eat
weird,
there
yeah.
that day. Don't be greedy.
Yeah, put together with Lent-observing Catholics in
That's
mind. The Hula
exact-
Burger is made up of nothing more than a bun, cheese, and a slice of grilled pineapple.
That worked out so well, didn't it?
I know too much about McDonald's.
Yeah, you did know
I was
that.
like, you
whole
know an awful
backstory.
lot about
Yeah.
these defunct sandwiches.
Well, there's only one reason I want to go to Russia, and that would be to try the Well, you can't anymore because McDonald's isn't a thing there. What is it? Tasty. Period. That's what they
Yeah.
call it. It's like the
They
it's
serve-
the
they-
knockoff McDonald's.
like.
Give me
Food you eat in the like.
But they did have brie cheese nuggets, like little fried, like basically like
That
cheese
could be
curds.
great.
But
that could be great.
So
I'm on board with that.
yeah,
The one cool thing is in Germany they had beer at McDonald's, so I'll take that.
They had beer at McDonald's.
Yeah, so you
I've
could
heard
get
that.
a nice little brew in McDonald's.
Well, as much as I would like to continue going through these many lists of worst fast food items ever created, I feel like this is something I do like biannually, like at least like twice a year. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go back over and look at some terrible.
I do it
food
all the
ideas
time.
versus-
I piss my wife off with that stuff, that nostalgic stuff. Looking back, so yeah, I do it all the time. Don't trip.
But we got football to get to.
There's a ton of it.
We got a lot of football. We got, dare I say, college and NFL football.
It's a
to
great
get to.
week. It's a great week.
And NFL. And maybe get into some Permian Panthers football as well.
Why not? I'm in a high school mood, man.
I got a cat named Panther. I got a dog named Mojo.
Hey, man, my son had
Go
all.
Permian.
Son had all of it last night in his game. Man, had a touchdown, had a few great tackles, everything. He was literally Booby Miles all over the field.
Your son?
Yeah, he was great, man. Like, go ahead, man. So do
Dang.
your thing.
Cooking them.
So
Cooking
cook
them
'em.
fools.
Go ahead.
Well, they did lose 63-7. He was the only touchdown, but yeah,
they
cooked
did.
him.
They did lose by a bunch, but he had one of their 2 lone touchdowns. It was a great one though.
Hey, as they say, son, it's all that matters is what you did. Okay.
Boom. Screw those teammates. This is all about you.
Did you have fun out there?
Yeah.
Find your why.
Yeah.
And it better just be you.
There it is.
All right, let's do a little choose your own adventure and find out when you come back from the commercial break, listeners out there, if we go NFL or college first. Because boy, we got a lot of college to get to. We got a lot of NFL to get to. We actually have NFL games to talk about.
Yeah, there's a big one
that have been played.
Yeah, we should talk about one of them.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. I don't know if you wanted to, but yeah.
How about you find out next here on Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network?
Stone Creek. Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network. Brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Whoo! Rashad, I don't know about you. I'm tired.
Oh my gosh, man. I like the Ducks. Obviously, I'm not you
Man,
guys.
this is going to turn into an Oregon State fan this season.
Oh man, it's weird. We're inching that way because this 6 a.m. start time. Shout out to Dirt and Sprague, for doing this consistently every day. Monday through Friday.
Well, they don't do it on Saturdays, but
Well,
yes.
not on Saturdays. But man, would you rather do it once a week or every single day? For 365 for the most part. So yeah, shout out to them. This is crazy.
No, it's easy. It's
Is it?
very easy. Oh, yeah. This morning I popped right out of bed. Yep.
Yeah, you guys looked great when I
Yeah.
walked in.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
So
I
you
totally
weren't laying on this couch. in
no,
here?
that was no. I was just
That's
stretching.
someone else.
I was just stretching on that couch. I have some
okay.
weird pains in my shoulder or something like that. Yeah.
I thought you were hell asleep, man. I came in and looked. I was like, oh, Joe is number one.
We do need a communal blanket.
You were
here.
face down on the couch. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
he's
someone
been here for a while,
Someone got rid of our Kim Jong Un pillow that we had in the studio.
which was not fun to look at, but was incredibly comfortable to lay your head on.
It's a pillow.
Yeah,
You know.
incredibly
So I don't
comfortable.
care whose face is
Like,
on it.
damn it, Kim Jong, like
What you put on
Yeah.
it. It's a pillow. I needed it. All right. But yeah, try to catch some Z's. Try to get that quick nap in, that quick refresher.
I was supposed to do something after I leave here, but nah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Let's watch the Oregon Ducks.
Well, that's
baby.
happening.
Or listen to the Oregon Ducks right here on 105.1 The Fan and 1080 The Fan. The Oregon Ducks will be playing Oklahoma State right here on The Fan and down at Autzen Stadium today. You tell me that Oregon's got Oklahoma State on the calendar like 5 years ago. I'm like, well, all right. Hell yeah. I like that. Oklahoma State coming off of a 3-9 season last year.
Doesn't hit the same.
No, it's unfortunate. I mean, for this matchup, quite frankly, the only thing we care about with Oklahoma State is Mike Gundy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's honestly.
Man, I'm 40.
Yeah, that's talk to me. That's one of my favorite lines ever. That's one of my favorite
18
rants.
years ago.
That was a long time
like
ago.
the anniversary or something like that is either coming up or did happen, but it was 18 years ago.
But that made him famous, right? Like he was,
well,
he was
I would say being a college football coach made him famous.
No, but I'm saying, that made him like a name. I think really people saw that and was like,
so
it became a thing.
It's one of the most famous crash outs, press conference crash outs of all time, for sure.
I was thinking about this last night. It wasn't quite the crash out that everybody remembers. He was defending a kid and a crappy writer that wrote a story that had no backing whatsoever. So yes, the way that he did it might have been a little brash, and we have sound clips from it, but like, man, you want more coaches doing that. So,
Yeah.
And anonymous sources suck, and that's the reason why. So go Gundy. He's a man. He's 60 now.
No, hey,
40.
I respect him for doing what he did, defending it. Who's the kid? I think he said in that press conference. But
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Who's the kid here?
who's the kid? But Mike Gundy is like essentially the only thing that we care about with this Oklahoma State team. When we break down like the game aspect, yes, there are obviously players and stuff, but as far as like the allure of the Oklahoma State program, there is no key player. There is no big matchup. There is no wide receiver one that is maybe going to go top 15. Like on paper, when you hear Oregon versus Oklahoma State, first time matchup ever, by the way, between these two schools, it sounds intriguing, but unfortunately it's coming after a year of Oklahoma State having a down year. And Mike Gundy also kind of on the hot seat even.
When you go 3-9, yeah, I think you're put on a hot seat.
I mean,
And you haven't, honestly, you mentioned it just as you started, like 5 years ago, this would have been a game that I think a lot of people had circled on their calendar to get down to Eugene or make sure they watched, because Oklahoma State was a competitive football team. That's not necessarily the case anymore. And this is year what now for Mike Gundy there?
oh, like
35, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
23.
Something like that. And how much real success has he seen?
He got there in 2005.
20 years ago.
Let's see here. I mean, before this season, went 10-4, 7-6. Back in 2021, 12-2, 8-3, 8-5. So anywhere between 8 wins to 10 wins a year, 7 wins to 10 wins a year in that region.
Yeah, and I guess that's good enough.
Last season was the worst season that he has had at Oklahoma State since his first year there in 2005.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I mean, he's a middling coach. He's a pretty good coach. If he's a high school coach, he's the best coach in the nation, right? But he is the coach of Oklahoma State, and there's nothing very special about them. But I also want to make sure that I don't completely overlook them and just say the Ducks are going to murder them. And I believe the Ducks will pretty much, run them out of the stadium.
27.5 point favorite, my man.
Yeah, I think the Ducks are going to run them out of the stadium, but
They're a slightly harder opponent.
Yeah,
than Montana State.
it's going to be a little bit harder than it was last week, but it should be, roll Oregon roll at this point.
Yeah, I would say that, the message in the locker room for Dan and the boys is like, you can't expect they're as much of a favorite over Oklahoma State as they were over Montana State, for God's sakes. So I don't know if you can. I just really hope that you don't let that creep into the minds of the players and be like, no, this is Oklahoma State. Like this is Mike Gundy. This is not whoever from directional school in the FCS. Like forget what they did last year. All right, this is a program that has been successful over the last 10 to 15 years since Gundy has started actually winning games there. And I don't think you can take them lightly. Like, they're going to play their ass off. They're going to want to come into Autzen and shock the world. And this would be quite the shocking win. And trust me, I'm with you guys. Like, talent level and having a quarterback make his first ever start at Autzen Stadium, plus all the bulletin board material that Mike Gundy has given Dan Lanning and this team this week, don't think it's going to go particularly well for Oklahoma State. I think it's going to be a big win for the Ducks, but they cannot treat this as if they know that's going to happen. Like you got to have that mentality ahead of time, like the respect of the opponent. Like just because they went 3-9 last year, this is new season, all right? And that's Oklahoma State, and that's Mike Gundy across the sideline across the field there. We need to show them respect and take this seriously.
And with that said, I'm gonna put a little more respect on Mike Gundy's name, because while he's not playing in great bowl games, after you don't have the best season, but he's winning. He's very, very, very seldom once he gets to a bowl game is he losing.
They were a foot away from making the playoff a few years ago.
Yeah, he's got some 10-win seasons in between there. They've struggled lately. They haven't been the same team,
They were supposed to be really good last year in that 3-9 season.
And so maybe this is the year that they're able to turn things around. The one thing about, Mike Gundy, he doesn't have a lot of bad seasons in a row. Like if you go look back at his record and everything like that, yes, he hasn't been to a major bowl game or anything like that. No, he hasn't competed in the playoff at this point, but like he's got some 10-win seasons, then he got a bunch of 7 and 8-win seasons, then a 12, then a 7, then a 10. So that bounce back season is probably coming, whether it's this year or next year. Hopefully that starts next year when they're not on the Ducks schedule. But
it can start immediately after this week.
If they want to go ahead and turn on the Jets, starting next week,
go ahead.
Then they're all good.
Knock
but
out.
But no. So I'll definitely give Gundy a little more respect than I gave him just to start, because it is tough to win 10 games consistently. He hasn't done that over the last couple seasons, but if history tells us anything, then more than likely they will be back in that position at some point.
I don't think it's going to be this season. Their offensive line for the Cowboys is so bad. They had guys there basically since the pandemic that were kind of holding those spots up, and that's one of the reasons why Oklahoma State was supposed to be really good leading into their 3-9 season last year. And now basically these guys, some of them have been in the program, but their offensive line has no experience, and it's just a mess. At least it was trying to protect both quarterbacks, Haas Haney and then the new one, Zane Flowers, who now, go ask Arch Manning how easy it is to go into a Big Ten stadium on the road and start as a quarterback in college. Like, it's going to be a challenge. We saw Arch score 7 points for the Longhorns last week in their debut. So, this is one of only 12 Power 4 matchups in college football this weekend. So that's kind of something that we need to remember. Like, this is still technically a bigger matchup, right? But as far as the litmus test for Oregon goes, you're probably, like I said, looking slightly better than Montana State if you're Oklahoma State. So Oregon is probably going to look similar. And frankly, we're still not going to know much if Oregon does really well today. And hopefully they spread it around. Hopefully they don't really show their cards against such, I don't want to say easy team, but a team that they're supposed to be.
If we're being honest, we probably won't know what this team is until they play Penn State. Like we looking at the Ducks schedule, like I'm not going to say it should be a cakewalk for them, but it should be a cakewalk for them. So
up until that point,
up until then. So I think
you got Northwestern next week, who lost to Tulane last weekend, but and got worked in that one. Oregon State, we'll get to them at some point today, but I hear you. It's like they depending on how this, also it's just how this game starts, right? Like if you have a slow start and you go into the second quarter, you're halfway into the second quarter and it's like 17-14 or even 17-10, like then we're going to see this Oregon team probably, show some stuff that they haven't or tighten up the lineup a little bit more and look more like a team that is having to win a game versus, all right, let's make sure everybody gets reps, gets depth here. Everybody gets comfortable with the offense and gets comfortable with game action just in case their number's called. I don't think I think that will eventually happen in this game, but again, I just worry about the whole world shouting from the mountaintop against a Big 12 team who has had success in the past. Like, oh yeah, easy dub. It's like, all right, it may be, but let's make sure we don't treat this as if we're playing Montana State again. This is Oklahoma State. All right.
And the one thing we know that, Oregon's been bitten in the ass before, just believing that, got it, should be an easy one. Let's go out there. Let's go to Washington and go ahead and bring back this dub.
Let's go to Stanford
right?
And get an
it's going to be
dub.
no problem. Utah is going to be no issue for them. Now, mind you, I don't believe that Oklahoma State is any of those teams. However, just overlooking people and you, like you said, Joe, even just coming out with a slow start and not even kind of allowing Oklahoma State to stay in the game offensively. But like if you can only come out and you only put up 14 in the first half, you only put up 17 in the first half, and even if Oklahoma State only puts up 3, that's cause for concern. I think at least just a little bit because against this roster, with the roster that you have and the recruits that you had, you should be kind of blowing them out. Like you said, what, a 27-point spread?
27.5.
Yeah, come on.
Yep.
Like that means you're scoring pretty much every time you have the ball.
Well, also on the defensive side for the Ducks, it should be another easier day because their offensive coordinator that Gundy hired, they basically, after their 3-9 season, fired most, if not all, of their assistant coaching staff. So this new offensive coordinator was supposed to come in and build the offense around. They didn't announce it until the end of camp, but Haas Haney was the guy coming in. He's got mobility, and they were thinking that maybe they could change the offense up and give another look that way. But unfortunately, Zane Flowers is literally a stand-in-the-pocket quarterback. He's not like a...
Is it Flowers or Flores?
It's Flores. Sorry, Zane Flores. There's a guy, Flowers, I'm thinking of in the back. Yeah, in the back of my mind, that's not correct. It's Flores. But anyways, Flores is more of a pocket guy. He doesn't really get out of the pocket like Haney's supposed to for the offense. It's just going to be a different look. It's going to be a lot easier for Oregon coming in than if Haas Haney were under center. This just isn't going to be a very dynamic look for Oklahoma State.
As Jordan mentioned, the coordinators, 2 new coordinators for Oklahoma State, 9 new staff members were hired this offseason, as well as signing 41 transfers, 65 new players overall, with more than 30 arriving only this summer.
That's a lot of turnover.
That is.
That's a lot of turnover for a team in a year.
But that's also why I say it's, don't take this team at the record from last year because it's a different team and I think obviously they want to come into Eugene and shock the world, but just don't even let them think for a second that they can do that.
Hey, Flores.
Fast start.
Flores was a 3-star recruit, so he ain't nothing, right? Like
that's true. He is a quarterback at a D1 program.
So he's pretty cold, probably.
So he is something. All right, let's take a break, come back, and travel up the road, up I-5 to Corvallis for their action later today against Fresno State. Do that next, but first, George Schultz with the Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the NFL kicking off Game 2 of Week 1. It was the Sao Paulo game down in Brazil last night, featuring former Duck Justin Herbert leading the Chargers to a 27-21 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. What a day for him. 3 touchdowns, 318 yards passing to lead the Chargers to their first win of this season. 2 of those to Quentin Johnson. Nice fantasy tape for him. 5 receptions, 79 yards, and 2 tutties in the win. On to the college side of things, your number 6 Oregon Ducks hosting the Oklahoma State Cowboys for Week 2 of college football action. 12:30 kick right here on the Fan Sports Network. That means we've got pregame getting going with Mike and Jerry at 10. And then following sports Saturday here, coming up at 8, you've got game day with Dusty Hara, Andy Dirt Johnson, and Anthony Newman leading you with Ducks coverage here all day on the Fan Sports Network. Ducks 28.5-point favorite. Supposed to be an easy one for them. Also getting going at 12:30 today, Oregon State hosting Fresno State down in Corvallis. It's going to be a busy one on I-5 today. Oregon State, a 1.5-point favorite in that one. And a quick baseball note, the Mariners losing another one, 4-1 in Atlanta last night. It's going to be a 4:15 first pitch for them to try and get off the schneid. It's been 4 losses in a row for Seattle. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your bomb. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM. Sports Saturday brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team on the Fan Sports Network.
Could be a bad moon rising in Corvallis today because, my God, if Oregon State loses this game against Fresno State today, obviously context matters and how they lose the game matters, but still, if they start off this season 0-2, then woof. I believe we're in a very long season for Oregon State football. Kind of already are after that first week 1 performance against Cal. I don't think any of us saw that going how it did.
No, absolutely not. I thought this was supposed to be not an easy win for Oregon State, but considering that they had a nice little win streak against Cal going for the last little bit, and they didn't look good. There's nothing about that. There was nothing about the offense that was like, okay, here we go, Oregon State. Like, there were certain points it was like, okay, here we go. Things are going well. And then
fumble.
Ended with the big wet fart. Like, it was kind of like, all right, man. Like, so again, it's hard to judge because a couple things, and we talked about this last week when you weren't here, Joe, is like, there's no preseason, or even like, remember in high school, there was a jamboree before you got ready to play, and you got a chance to really work things out and try to figure out, like...
I was a Jamboree stud.
Oh, man.
Always showed out on Jamboree Day.
There you go,
like
man.
the 3 mini games against other schools.
Yeah, you know, like,
you would just kick their ass.
You play, like, what, a quarter or 2 quarters or something like that against them? It was like, so...
Whoa, Coach. Don't ask me to play an actual game, all right?
Yo,
I'm
seriously.
just here for the Jamboree.
Whoa. You get to be kicker. You know, you get to return punts and all type of stuff, positions that you don't get to play. But no, there's none of that for college. And so when you start if you're Texas and week 1 is against the national champion Ohio State, then yeah, you're probably not going to look, as great because you still need to work some things out. There's a reason the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball, there's a reason there's a preseason before things actually start just to get things going. And so last week, Oregon State came out and they looked flat at points. Well, do I think that'll be the case the entire season? No, I think they will get better. They seem to have their trigger man. They seem to have their quarterback, which is something a position they've really struggled at for the last few years, but I don't know. I expect them to play much better against Fresno State than they did against Cal last week.
Well, one, just to kind of put a bow on last week in Cal in that game, Cal's quarterback, JKS, I believe Jaron Kiave Sagapolotele.
Good job.
Dude did not look like a freshman. He was slinging it. Even on some of the fourth downs and third downs that Cal didn't convert, he put it right on there, and it was either to their credit, Oregon State late pass breakup, getting a hand in there, or just the Cal receiver just dropping it. But my God, JKS, he bet on himself to be a starter somewhere year one. That's why he ended up leaving Oregon after being there for like a week. Goes to Cal, and great first start for him as a true freshman. But I will say, with Oregon State last week, one of the things that I thought was encouraging is that it was a terrible start. It was like 14-0 right away at the very beginning of that game. But I thought that they did a good job against JKS and this Cal's passing attack for the rest of the game, essentially. I think that Cal went 2 of 3 on third downs to start the game, and then they went 0 for 10 on the next 10 third downs. That was pretty encouraging. I think they just kind of screwed themselves a few times with silly penalties, special teams mistakes, setting them up with poor field positioning.
They just weren't sharp. They just weren't sharp.
They had an opportunity right before halftime to make it a 14-10 game, and they ended up fumbling, giving the ball back to Cal, who ends up getting 3 points and getting a field goal and makes it 17-3. So instead of a 4-point game, you're now looking at a 14-point game right before halftime. So I think that kind of screwed them over as far as giving yourself some confidence going into halftime and being able to make a rally come back in the second half.
I think there's some things to look at and kind of though, if you are an Oregon State fan. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. The first half didn't go the way you wanted to. By the time you really got things going, it was just too late. And by then, Cal was kind of running away with it. But Malik Murphy threw the ball 33 times, which I know for a lot of Oregon State fans is not something they're used to seeing over the last few years. Like, the quarterback position has been a really tough position for them to kind of fill over the last, 10 years? Like, when was the last great Oregon State quarterback? Was it
Jake Luton?
Jake Luton? Yeah. Right. Good job. But it's been that long since we can really remember who the last great let's see.
It was like Derek Anderson was a while ago.
But again, that's off the top. That's the last.
Lyle
person
Moyval was decent. Like,
what's my man went to the league?
Jake Luton.
Not Jake
Matt
Luton.
Moore.
Jake Luton went to the league.
Well, so again, guys that are good, but nobody that's really kind of knocked their socks on. Malik Murphy was 21 for 33, so they have some faith in him to be able to air it out. And then Trent Walker had 136 receiving yards. So I think that's been a big thing. And you pair that with Anthony Hankerson, who didn't have an awesome game on the ground. Like, he only had 45 yards, 42 yards, whatever, and a touchdown. So you think if all three of those guys can play well and kind of really get it together, and they don't have silly fumbles and they don't have silly turnovers at certain points, then maybe this Oregon State team can be a lot better than we're used to seeing. So I'm kind of reserving judgment for now, because I do think this could be a game against Fresno State to where they kind of right the ship and get it going the right way.
Well, they better, because Fresno State, they have a Nepo baby at quarterback.
They do.
They have Kurt Warner's son, E.J. Warner, who has thrown in 2 games for 335 yards, I believe, 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He is not JKS, all right?
Nor is he Kurt.
No. And so I think if, one, the Beavers, they're going to have to generate pressure somehow, something they didn't do last week. Their pass rush, they need to show out this week and have a great game in that sense. and then in the secondary, have it either lead to coverage sacks where you have guys locked up downfield that then leads to the defensive line getting to the quarterback, or just they need to be able to draw something up, Trent Bray and folks, to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, run stunts, run different plays to be able to free up guys on the defensive line and linebackers, because this is already looking like it was last year, where Oregon State was one of the worst teams in the country being able to generate sacks and generate pressure.
Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of the biggest question. I'm not so much concerned about their offense as much as I am about the defense. One thing I'm always big on, and it seems like a lot of college football isn't great on it, is being able to tackle in open space and being able to tackle downfield, after big plays and things like that. Like, it's one thing to let a team get a big 17 to 25-yard play, but if you're not able to have corners and safeties and everybody that can make plays in open space, then you're going to have a lot of big play touchdowns all the time. So that's the one thing I really worry about for Oregon State. Can they kind of clean that up? Cal is we believe Cal is a much better team than Fresno State. That said, this is an opportunity for the Beavs to really show that they are not as bad as they were in the first half last week.
I want Oregon State to be good. I want them to win games.
No, you don't.
I think
No,
it's
you
always.
don't.
I think it's except the one time a year. I don't want them to win games, but when they're winning, it's more intriguing. But there is part of me with this game today with Fresno State. I'm like, I kind of want to see the reaction if they lose.
I mean, it's going to be like they every other time they lose. I don't think it's going to be great, especially when they lose to a smaller team.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they were pretty upset last week with their game against Cal. I would love to see what the reaction is if they take a loss to E.J. Warner and mighty Fresno State.
And you look at Fresno State so far this year, they beat Georgia Southern.
They crushed Georgia Southern.
Oh, yeah.
The fighting Clay Heltons.
Yeah, and E.J. Warner crushed him so bad he threw no touchdowns against a FCS opponent.
Didn't need to.
And then they got their ass handed to them by Kansas in week 0. So, yeah, I think that the Beavers would be pretty pissed if they saw a loss today. But they're only a 1.5-point favorite, remember. And I believe they were only favored by 1.5 against Cal as well. So who knows? Another 14-0 start for their opponent because they're so bad on defense. I mean, I kind of expected at this point.
Hey, and
Hope not.
You bite your tongue about Georgia Southern being an FCS school. They're in the mighty Sun Belt Conference, okay?
Oh, excuse me. My apologies. I guess I need to go back and play some more NCAA football.
The juggernaut of the conference, the Sun Belt.
Like I said, the fighting Clay Heltons. You know that's their head coach, right?
Yeah.
Clay Hilton?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot
I
that's
saw
where
that
he
on
was.
Google here a second.
I was going to say, I don't think he knew that.
No, I just saw it on Google as I'm looking up the kind of information about this game because honestly,
I don't think he knew.
You think-
it's literally right here on the
You
computer
have
machine?
You have the Cal Oregon State score up.
Because I was just looking at the stats from last week's game. Don't try to play me, Joe. This is what you be doing on yeah. Don't try to play me, man. Absolutely, I knew it was Clay Helton. Only because I Googled it here about 12
30
minutes
seconds
ago.
ago.
I'm going to look at Rashad's browsing history, as concerning
Whoa,
as it may
don't
be.
do that.
Whoa,
Don't do that.
Hey, what kind
Don't
of
do
porn
that.
are we going to see?
Yeah.
Clay Helton, do you think he likes his job better at Georgia Southern or did he like it more at USC?
I don't know.
Which part?
I feel like that's a legit
where exactly is Georgia Southern?
I hear Georgia Southern's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, like I mean, USC is in sunny Southern California.
Yeah, but
so
less pressure overall, right? You can just kind of go in and be a head coach. You don't have to deal with ask questions every week.
Statesboro, Georgia,
Nah,
which
no.
is scrolling out.
No,
scrolling
he's
out.
what? He's
not
an
too
hour and a half from the beach. He's fine.
Well, he was at the beach in USC.
Yeah, that didn't turn out super great.
Yeah, but Savannah? He's literally he's a shot from Savannah.
A Savannah 10 is a Los Angeles 5, okay? I'm sure that
Well, I don't know, man. Have you been down south?
I was going to say, I hear Savannah's beautiful.
Have you been down south, though? Yeah.
I have not, no.
Georgia peaches are a real thing, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you can have open containers in Savannah,
Yeah,
Georgia.
yeah,
It's one of
so-
the
Just
4
like
or
Hood,
5 cities.
Just like Hood River.
Exactly. Just like Vegas, just like
Hood
Louis-
River,
yeah.
So
Savannah,
maybe this is-
Las Vegas, all one in the
So
same.
maybe this is perfect
Exactly.
for Clay Helton. Maybe this is exactly where he should be.
Let's get to some other college football musings, shall we? On this football sports Saturday right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network. Brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Well, if you have Saturday plans, this is the right Saturday to have your schedule filled because it's a lot of big school playing directional school East, FCS school West, Sisters Mary of the Blind.
Could you imagine the School of the Blind playing the School for the Deaf?
Just hope they get a good paycheck.
I
Right?
give the edge to the school to the deaf.
Like at one point, that's a Family Guy skit, but nowadays I feel like that would be real life. So
I
Yeah,
don't know. I think
let
the school
the
of the
kids
deaf would
play.
win that.
Let the kids play, damn it.
man, I'm tired.
All right, looking
we're
at
almost
this
there.
slate here. Does Penn State Florida International do it for you?
It does not.
Can I entertain you with some Texas San Jose State on ABC?
Actually,
Oh,
Good-
really?
That's a good production.
Oh no, keep going.
San Jose State, man, upset alert, right?
I think I can intrigue you though at 9 a.m. on ESPN with some Duke versus Illinois.
That's
I
probably,
might be okay with that because like I said, I'm actively rooting for Illinois this year.
Illinois, number 11 in the country.
Yeah.
Duke with a pretty solid quarterback, Darian Mensah, who transferred from Tulane from last year. Good little quarterback.
A lot of guys from Tulane. you know,
Good
all
little
of a
quarterback.
sudden,
That's a 2.5 point spread for Illinois. That means it should be a good game.
It should be a good game, so I might watch that one. That kind of not excites me, but intrigued.
probably the best game of the weekend.
You're not
how
juiced
about?
for-
I think I might have one better.
Really?
How about Florida State, East Texas A&M?
Oh,
East Texas A&M.
East Texas A&M.
Wow.
Yes. The game is so good they can't even put a handicap on it. They can't give me a spread. They can't give me a point total over under. Nothing. They're like, this game's too close to call. We just
Yeah.
can't even put a number on it.
To quote the great Randy Jackson, it's going to be a no for me, dog.
I'd
It's going to
give
be a
you
no for me, dog.
I'd give you $10 if you could name East Texas A&M's mascot, because I couldn't.
You know what? I could say it's a lion because I'm looking at the logo right now. I am going to go with the Monarchs.
I think you actually might be right. It's the Lions. Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's
damn
the
it,
Lions.
it is the
but
Lions.
The Monarchs would have been a good guess too.
I felt like that was too obvious and too easy. Well, it's a lion, so it must be a lion. Like, no, it's got to be something like
The
more
mane.
majestic.
Yeah,
than
more
that.
majestic than the lion. But what's more majestic than a lion? A liger?
No, I hear those things are basically Frankenstein freaks that should have never been invented.
No,
in the first
yeah,
place.
that's a cruel joke, basically. So
Oh, I got you here. In interstate rivalry, Cyhawk, baby. Iowa State, Iowa today at 9 a.m. on Fox. Big nooner, baby.
that I would be okay with that.
I can tell from your stuttering and stammering that
I could be okay with that.
That could be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have an in-state rivalry, unless it's East Tennessee versus Tennessee, like I think it can be an okay game.
Hey, don't sleep on East Tennessee, all right?
I will definitely sleep on
They're
East
a feisty
Tennessee.
school out of the Yes Conference. Is that a real school?
Is that a real thing?
Oh, I don't know.
The
I don't
Yes
know.
Conference.
I don't know if East Tennessee. There's East Tennessee State University,
Yeah, I think that's East Tennessee State University,
and they are
the
in
Buccaneers.
the, of course, conference is where they play.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm actively rooting for them today too. You know why? Because they play the bum ass Tennessee Volunteers today. So hopefully,
Oh, wait, for real?
yeah. So
Oh.
hopefully,
Go
they
East
give
Tennessee
them-
State.
They give them all the business today.
Some other schools that I know all of us will be totally locked in on watching: Indiana versus Kennesaw State. Go Owls.
Oh,
Yeah.
woo!
Texas Tech versus Kent State. TNT, boy, they this is their first year with some college football.
Oh, they better not. They better knock it out of the park.
Oh well, they got Texas Tech, Kent State, where Texas Tech is a weekly high spread of 48.5 points.
Oh man,
The highest spread in all of college football this week.
The total is at 59.5. So what is that? 80-90% of the points they
Do-
expect to be scored
do you
by
guys
Texas Tech.
do you guys ever just check in on those games as people who are,
No.
active gamblers. Like, if it's a 40 anything spread, or even this Oregon game, like, the only reason I'm gonna watch this is for work purposes, is because a 27-point spread is crazy, super crazy.
No, especially against Oklahoma State. I mean, when I did my podcast earlier this week, and my buddy had me try and guess what the spread was. And I started off at like 17.5.
Oh wow.
And then he's like, no, you got to go up from there, bud. And I guessed probably like 4 more times until I finally got to 27.5. It was just surprising to me.
Yeah,
But
so
maybe Oklahoma State really does suck that much.
they
And
have to.
I'm about to see something today where I'm just like, oh my God, they really do suck.
Like, they have to. Do you think they're tanking for something?
More Jerry curl juice for Mike Gundy.
No, they're just
He's got
trying
a
to
nice head
learn.
of hair.
Yeah, that little greasy mullet that he's got.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like if Kenny Powers just started kind of to bald a little bit. I love it.
Remember, 9 assistant coaches canned. Like, they are literally just trying to figure out how to work together. So
We also got other games like Grambling, Ohio State, Austin P.
Grambling's playing
Georgia.
Ohio State today?
Grambling is playing Ohio State.
Grambling State.
Grambling, yes. The Green Bay Packers, Grambling, yes.
Oh, okay.
They have the same logo.
Okay.
And I saw a hilarious quote from the Grambling head coach this week where someone asked him, oh, yeah, you're playing Ohio State. What do you expect? He's like, well, they got a great band and we have a great band. And I'm just excited to see our bands compete out there. And he's like, nah, I'm just kidding. We know what's going to happen out there.
that's good.
That's very, very smart. That's a game that I would actually kind of watch because, number one, that's huge for Grambling.
Kind of watch.
No, seriously, that's huge for Grambling to be able
Another
to play.
Rashad Taylor stamp of approval.
Listen, you're talking about a black college playing against.
Kind of watch.
Yeah, you're talking, man, please. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to watch that game. It's going to be a bloodbath, but I'm 100% going to watch that game. Shout out to Grambling.
Ole Miss, Kentucky at 12:30 on ABC, which when I say that out loud, there's part of me I'm like, that's classic early season SEC upset right there. Kentucky getting a dub over Ole Miss. Totally could see that happen. Basing that off of nothing at all.
Other than the fact that I just always want to see Kentucky lose. So
Ole Miss does have a good quarterback though.
but I also want to see, don't really love Ole Miss either. So this is a game. I want it to end in a 3-3 tie. That would be great.
Hey,
or 2-2, like 2 safeties.
Former
would be awesome.
Dante Dowdell, running back for the one Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
What
there you go.
a pull.
I just remember that he went there.
This one's kind of intriguing just based off of what we saw last week from them. South Florida against Florida, the Gators.
It's going to be a good one.
South Florida, they stomped a motorhole in Boise State last week on, what was that, Thursday? Yeah, I mean, they looked impressive doing it too. And yeah, I mean, they don't have to travel far for South Florida. You just go from South Florida to North Florida and bam, you're right there making an upset in Gainesville, baby.
Well, South Florida came out last week and beat the brakes
They did.
off of a good, what we believe should be a good Boise State team, top 25 in the country at that point. They got an opportunity to go 2 for 2, back-to-back AP top 25 wins if they can do it. So, and Florida's beaten them the last 3 times they've played each other. So I'm not sure what the scores was, but Florida has, got the dub. But you're feeling good coming off a game against Boise State. Like, it wouldn't shock me if South Florida went in there and played spoiler to a team in Florida that we know has been known to drop the ball over the last few seasons.
We got another few terrible games. Bethune-Cookman, Miami, South Carolina State, South Carolina, Louisiana Tech, LSU. Couple games later today, though, that I think are going to be interesting.
This really is probably the best game.
Arizona State, Mississippi State.
No, not that one.
I'm intrigued to see what happens there because Arizona State, while they are the 12th ranked country, their game against Mississippi State last year was actually pretty close. I want to say it was like 30-27 or something like that. And Arizona State either came back in it or Mississippi State made a few mistakes late that let them come back into that game. And that was in Arizona State, but Arizona State now going to Mississippi State today. Arizona State a 6.5-point favorite in that
Dilly
one.
dilly.
So I'm intrigued
Hey,
by that
man,
one.
shout out to-
I got an eye on that one.
Hey, man, I'm always going to mess with my guy, Sam Levitt, fan, from right here in Oregon. Man, I saw him play in the Les Schwab Invitational. I saw him win state championship. So we know how good of a quarterback in this state that he actually is. So go Sun Devils.
And then the game of the week, though, Michigan, Oklahoma, 4:30. Jean Mateer, Bryce Underwood, the phenom freshman quarterback who's got an absolute cannon, got some zip behind his balls. This one in Norman, Oklahoma. Pause. Yes, I am very intrigued to see what happens here. I'm pulling for Oklahoma. I like Brent Venables. I think he's a solid coach, and he just hasn't had quality quarterback play since he's gotten there. Outside of Dylan Gabriel. But I'm intrigued to see what this game, what happens in this game. I'm intrigued to see what Bryce Underwood looks like against a really quality opponent because they struggled against New Mexico last week. And then, just see if Oklahoma is able to get a big win at home against a top 15 team. That would be huge for them because they've been, last couple of years, outside of the top 25, high 20s in their rankings, just kind of, not up to the standard of Oklahoma football, essentially.
Which in Oklahoma, they've had great players, right? But they haven't had, great seasons to where they've made it to the playoff or made it deep in the playoff and stuff like that. They've got Heisman winners. So they just, unfortunately, it hasn't really equated to a national championship or even really competing for a national championship. But I'm this is the one game that I am actually intrigued by. John Mateer, their quarterback there, almost 400 yards, and last week. So 3 touchdowns and a pick. Now, take that with a grain of salt, I suppose, but this is going to be a great quarterback duel, I believe, and so I'm really excited for this game. There's no other game this week to really be excited about unless you're a fan of your own local team. This is one of those games that I think a lot of people are going to watch.
I believe the only top 25 matchup this week between two top 25 teams.
Get your popcorn.
Correct.
Oklahoma and Michigan. All right, let's take a break. Wrap up hour number 1 and go into hour number 2. We got some NFL football to break down. We had a game last night in Brazil. We had a game the other night in a other crazy, ridiculous foreign country that needs to be probably just, closed off from society, and that place is Philadelphia. So we'll talk about those 2 games and do some Who Do You Love? Who Do You Love is back.
Oh, is that back?
Get your picks ready, baby. Who do you love? Are you for sure? We get to that in the bottom of the second hour. Maybe do a little bit more Ducks Beavs preview. 1 hour left here. Sports Saturday leading you into Ducks pregame right here on the Fan Sports Network.
From kickoff to cash out,
George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, former Duck Justin Herbert leading the Los Angeles Chargers to a 27-21 win over the Chiefs down in Brazil in the NFL Sao Paulo game last night. What a night for Herbert. 3 touchdowns, 318 yards in the win for the Chargers. On to the college ranks, your Oregon Ducks hosting the Oklahoma State Cowboys this afternoon down at Autzen Stadium. They are a 28.5-point favorite over the Cowboys right now on the betting lines. You got game day getting going here following Sports Saturday at 8 a.m. with Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Hara, and Anthony Newman. Of course, pregame with Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen gets going at 10, and then kickoff at 12:30 right here on the Fan Sports Network. You can watch it on CBS as well. Oregon State taking on Fresno State, a 12:30 kick as well down in Corvallis. Beavers are a 1.5-point favorite. You can catch that one on the CW. And in over in baseball, switching from college football to the pro baseball ranks, the Mariners taking another loss, their 4th in a row, this time at the hands of the Braves. 4-1 the final. Decent start for Logan Gilbert, only 1 run given up in 6 innings, but it was Gabe Spire who gave up the 3 earned runs, couldn't get an out in the 8th inning. So the Mariners will try again, 4:15 first pitch this afternoon on Root Sports. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan.
Billingsley! Order at Taylor's house now, Billingsley! You better be there! We're gonna get wasted! Order at Taylor's house! Billingsley!
Sports Saturday
Let's it go!
with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor.
He's gonna heave one deep down the field! It's gonna be to the goal line! It's gonna be caught! It's a touchdown!
Brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team.
Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw!
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network.
He can block, tackle, score the touchdown. Hell, the boy will fill up the Gatorade cooler, walk the dog, and paint your backcourt.
105.1 and 1080.
And he can pass.
The Fan.
Hour number 2, Sports Saturday, right here on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch for the kids.
So I gave you some love last week. You weren't here, obviously, but nice open, man.
What the hook gonna be?
Yeah, I mean that's a very odd choice of a song. It's a cut though. The Murphy Lee, very very good.
Hey,
but
that's I say that's more Jermaine Dupri. That's Jermaine Dupri
listen,
on the boards.
I get in trouble quite often, and my wife hates it. And I said, and this is going to piss a lot of people off driving right now, and I'm so sorry.
Oh boy, here we go. This is Rashad Taylor speaking.
But this is a real thing. This is just me. I said Jermaine Dupri might be the greatest producer of all time.
I don't know if greatest, but he definitely needs to be. He needs to be talked about more in the pantheon of some of the greatest artists, musicians,
seriously,
producers of all time. Yeah,
nobody can say, not one producer can say, outside of let's see, there's a Stevie Wonder, there is a Quincy Jones, like the people that wrote all the stuff, played all the stuff, and then, so he produced everything, he writes everything, and not just rap songs. You like Mariah Carey? Yeah, he wrote most of that.
Emancipation of Mimi?
You like Usher? Yeah, he wrote most of that. You like Jagged Edge? Yeah, he wrote most of that. You like Bow Wow? He wrote all of that. You like The Brat? She wrote that, but he did all those beats. So it's like, he's one of Janet Jackson? Yeah, he wrote all that. And he used to date Janet Jackson, like, boss. Like, so, I mean, yeah, JD is definitely that guy. Did Dr. Dre ever date Janet Jackson? I don't think so.
No.
Just saying. No, he didn't. No, he
didn't. He did some other things.
Yeah,
though.
so one or two other things. Yeah.
No, what spurned that beat choice though was a couple months ago. Me and my buddy were hanging out at a watering hole And I say to him, like, hey man, you're gonna have to drive me home. I've had one too many. I don't trust myself behind the wheel.
Very good.
And I said,
Good for you.
I need you to take me home, bud. So we load up in the car, we start driving, and his music's going through shuffle, and then What the Hook Gonna Be by Murphy Lee
Wow.
pops up. We're just dying laughing the whole time because it's a song we haven't heard in probably like 20 years.
Oh yeah, that's a nice throwback record.
But it's classic Dupree. That's a great beat. That's a great song.
Yeah, shout out to Murphy Lee and the St. Lunatics. What a time.
Yes. Yeah.
2 per of Air Force Ones.
NFL football?
Yeah, let's do it.
And it's
I
time
like
to
it.
break. Well,
Good segue, guys.
I was going to say, maybe this is the time to talk about my Cowboys losing because we have to go to commercial break.
You jerk.
Yeah, that's very well played, Joe.
Can we just say the look on Dak Prescott's face? Let's go to break with that. Was so classic at the end of that.
At the end of the game?
Yeah.
This is exhaustion. He was just tired.
Like, how many more dots can I throw that CD Lamb won't catch?
Yeah.
Exactly.
CD needs to take that 8-8 off.
This is also why I hate receivers in a sense. Like, let's pay you a lot. Let's have you bitch and moan about not getting the ball. Now, CeeDee's not the worst of the bunch. Like, he's had his moments, but there's definitely been worse receivers as far
George
as
Pickens.
being a diva and demanding and wanting their reps and their catches. But yeah, this is one of those where, like, yeah, you probably can't talk. Like, if you are one of the highest paid guys in the locker room, you're now one of the last people want to hear say.
I don't want to hear you say anything.
Yeah, hey guys, we got to play better.
No.
We got to step our game up. Like, we
Stop that. What you mean? Yeah, exactly. That's where it is. Like CD was, and for him to wear that 88, which that Michael Irvin, he gave a great thing. Is like, why do I want my jersey to be retired? I want the next guy to come and
it's
wear
a
it.
great
whatever.
Cowboys
And-
tradition.
And what he was saying was like, man, if they drop the ball, the first thing they'll say is Michael Irvin would have never dropped that ball. Or if he catches it, make a great play, man, that looked just like Michael Irvin.
Michael
out there.
Irvin never dropped one ball once.
I don't remember a
Picked
whole
up
lot
a
of
pair
drop.
of scissors,
I
but didn't.
I don't remember a whole lot of drop balls from Michael Irvin. Like I
almost picked up some charges.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
should have.
I guarantee he doesn't have a whole lot of. He's got a lot of targets, probably not a whole lot of drops.
The Cowboys are already though, like exactly who we thought they would be in the offseason. Like they already lived up to like. They're gonna have a really good offense, but they're gonna need to score 30 points to beat any team. Now, technically, they would have only needed 25 in this one.
Well,
but,
Maybe
And-
less if they kept Micah Parsons. Just saying.
and their defense is not going to be able to get to the quarterback. Go figure. What happens when you get rid of the best pass rushers in the league, and then you're not going to be able to stop the run.
I'm gonna fight you back just a little bit on that. Just
Hey,
because, number one,
If you want to support my Cowboys, please go for it.
I think number one, it's hard to tell anything from first game of the season. I've seen your Cowboys before start the season 0-3 and win the Super Bowl. It's happened, like it was a long time ago, but it has happened. We've seen that before. But also, a couple things to consider. You're playing against Jalen Hurts looked like Michael Vick the other day. Like there was nothing. He escaped every single time he got away. He made big plays with his legs. He made big plays with his arm. He was incredible the other night. It's probably the best we've seen Jalen Hurts play. Like the Super Bowl and this are the best games that he's possibly ever had as far as looking like an NFL quarterback. Like Jalen Hurts looks like he's on a mission. He was great. He was great.
He threw for like 140 yards.
But what did he do with his legs? Like every single time
I
he
get
thought,
that, but
and that's what I'm saying. So you're
as a
not
quarterback,
you're not going
I
to play
mean-
him every week. You're not going to play a guy like Jalen Hurts every week. There's only a couple of those in the league, and then I don't think CeeDee Lamb is going to drop passes the way that he dropped them the other day.
He better
Dak
not.
Prescott, the first half, everything after the first half, I'm that's a wash. Just starting the second half like 2 hours late, and it was probably midnight by the time they got out of there. Like nobody was in a frame of mind to really keep playing football.
Boy,
at that
I'm
point.
sorry if you had the over in that one.
I mean,
that was tracking well at halftime. It's 21-20. You're sitting pretty like
you can tell
the over's in the bag.
you can tell both teams by the time the second half started. It was like, whatever. Who cares? Let's get this over with. Like, so that's what I'm saying. The first half, Dak Prescott looked awesome, and every time down the field, what did the Cowboys do? First half, they scored.
Just about. Yeah, I
every
think
single
it
time
was-
down the field.
I think it was only one possession in the first half that they didn't get points.
You're not going to play Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley every week. So I think I'm taking that into consideration.
And by the way, I think the over-under for that game was 47.5. End of the first half, it looked like, oh, yeah, like 28 total points, it's going to hit. And
That's
then
what
it
I was
still
saying.
didn't
Yeah,
hit,
the over-under, I mean, it was 21-20 at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, 47.5 is what the point total is. So you're sitting there at 41 points. You're like,
Got this.
We need a touchdown. That's it.
I hate that. I feel
Yeah,
so bad
that was the
for all the
weather.
overs.
And that was the weather. So, yeah, if they'd have just suspended that game and let them replay it another time or replay the second half, I don't know how you would actually do that. But, yeah, so if you're a Cowboys fan, I wouldn't look too far into it because for the first half when the elements were fine, Dak Prescott and company looked great. Your running game looked awesome.
Well,
You
that's
guys
the
were
Cowboy-
blocking. Like, it looked like an actual functional football team.
It looked a bit better than I anticipated. I was thinking that was going to be at least a 2-score win for Philly, and Cowboys had their chances to win that game. But as you just said, and what you always have to do when it comes to Cowboys regular season performances is don't look too far into it. Whether it's win or loss, don't look too much into it.
Hey, man, Pat's got a great chance today to start the season off with a bang. And that doesn't mean, even after a win, it doesn't mean that things are going to go awesome. Or after a loss, doesn't mean that everything's down the drain. So that's the great thing about the first game of the season. Like, everybody has the exact same optimism. Like, there's nobody looking at it like, oh, this is going to be a tough year for us. Like, the worst team in the league is saying, we can make it to the Super Bowl right now. Like, no,
I don't
seriously.
know. I don't know if the Saints or the
Every
Colts
single
are-
time, every single team in the league right now is talking playoffs. Man, we can do this, and we believe that we're good enough to do it. Whether they
Come
truly
on,
believe
ride the
that,
float.
yeah, whether they truly believe that is one thing. But every single team right now, there's nobody talking next year unless they're really talking about drafting whoever quarterback is coming out. Drew Aller is going to be the first quarterback taken.
Did you catch my reference there?
No.
The "Come on, ride the float."
Oh, yeah. Is that the
new-
Colts singer?
No, it's the new terrible commercial that the NFL has. That's like all AI generated, with all the fan bases riding the float.
No, we're fine.
Yeah,
You don't need to ride on the float. It's
really-
made up float.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
I don't like AI. I'm not a big fan of it.
All right, let's take a break. Do more NFL talk next here because we had a game down in Southern America in the Southern Hemisphere.
I've been there.
NFL goes global, the home of Jordan Schultz, Brazil.
Resident.
I've been there.
Yes, I was there for 2 weeks.
Nice, very nice. Hopefully, you stayed away from the rice and beans like Mekhi Becton.
I don't think I got as sick as the players. Although this was 20 years ago.
All right, Chargers Chiefs Brazil game next here on the Fan Sports Network, Sports Saturday.
accident and injury lawyers, your local law team on the Fan Sports Network.
Chargers Chiefs last night, Brazil on YouTube and YouTube TV. But yeah, it was heavy on the YouTube promotion last night.
Yeah.
Which I don't know about you. This is going to be my old man take of the day. NFL football is just way better when it's just
Accessible.
CBS, Fox, or NBC, man.
Accessible.
When
Like,
they're
Or ESPN, they had Monday Night Football. Keep it on those four. You give me anything outside of that, it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the... And I don't know if it's just like the production element, the music. I don't know if it's Rich Eisen being just terribly boring on NFL bar. How can he be as good as he is in radio, in his TV show, and then doing like NFL Network hits and hosting shows there, and then he gets on the mic for the broadcast, play-by-play, and he's like that.
It's a different beast.
and
like
he-
Like
he's
and
not
it's almost a
play-by-play
rhetorical
guy.
question in a
Yeah.
sense, because you're right. It's two different. Your personality can fit one or the other, but
Go ask Joe Buck to host a sports show. We've seen how that goes. It's different.
yeah, it's just my God. I mean, now Rich Eisen did have one of the more funny commentating lines I've ever heard in a game yesterday when Harrison Butker missed the extra point. Right, he goes, Harrison Butker, interestingly enough, went far right on that one.
Damn it. That was
I was
yeah,
like,
that,
I
that
was-
was his highlight. Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, Rich, that was a good one.
and he's
Slip of
just
the day.
dry enough to make it work.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think Rich Eisen is one of those personalities. But yeah, you're right, Joe. Like I think play-by-play, having done like sat in with Swag, who was great, doing play-by-play, like that's hard, man. Like it's really, really hard to be funny, to be informative, to like really paint this picture. Like that's
Speak for yourself.
no, it's really
Hey.
tough. Have you done play-by-play, Joe?
Yeah, I did a couple Les Schwab games with
Yeah,
Swag.
man. It's harder than you would want to.
I remember trying to point out the Jordans that the kids on the court were wearing. I'll leave the shoes to you, Joe.
oh my God.
That's like you do a great Swag impression, but no, it was. Hey man, like, did you guys enjoy the game last night?
I mean,
Like, I'm with you, Joe. I kind of feel like there's the pomp and circumstance of football is best kind of seen on CBS.
I don't know, like the
ABC,
NBC.
NBC.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's just something about their broadcast, and like I said, I don't know if it's the music or the voices or what, and it's just like that game last night just felt very like manufactured and like
they all
packaged.
are.
Like
It
I
felt
know,
like the Nickelodeon game.
yeah, it just felt very like odd and not like classic NFL.
Yeah,
did I
they're
watch it? Of course I did, but
we all did.
it's still very just kind of like, again, the whole presentation of last night's game just felt a little odd.
They're
felt
just-
a little off.
They're leaning into that, younger demographic, and that's like obviously with the Nickelodeon stuff, with the Pixar or whatever the hell else they've done digital, like alternative broadcasts with some games up to this point. They had Mr. Beast on. Like I get it. They're trying to get the young viewer, but it just seems disingenuous. And
What's
it's
up,
just,
chat? Thanks for watching this
Yeah,
NFL game.
it's just hoopla.
Kai
That's like,
Cenat is the
the
host and
NFL's
stuff.
bigger
Like,
than this.
What are we
Like,
doing?
Damn.
I
Make
just-
sure to like and subscribe the NFL.
What's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
crazy to me is the fact that the NFL consistently is the leader in ratings across the board when it comes to football season. They're the top show in every region for 20 weeks or whatever the case is. You don't need to be on YouTube. We don't need to have you on Twitter. Remember when they were on? There was a couple games a few years ago, like on Twitter, and now there were games on
do
Prime. Yeah, well, it was Twitter or something. One of the was I can't remember.
Like
it
the
wasn't
first
IG.
quarter of a game was on Twitter or
I
something.
remember
like
that
that
when the Beavs played Hawaii on Facebook a
Oh,
few years
God.
ago.
Like,
I remember that.
and if you're already like the king of ratings when it comes to this time of year, like, do we really need to watch
See,
a game on YouTube?
I actually, Rashad, I will say yes to that point. They need to be on YouTube because YouTube is becoming TV faster than like TV is becoming YouTube, if that makes sense. So I feel like the NFL is just trying to be on the forefront there, but to lean into like all the other YouTube creators, it's like, no, come onto the platform, but be the NFL, be the big entity that you are.
This
and
is for the kids, like you said. This is for the kids.
But the aside from that, the game itself, Chargers get the dub over the Chiefs.
Woo.
In the Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes competition, before last night they had played 8 games. Patrick Mahomes had won 7 of those 8 matchups. 7 of those 8 games were one-possession games between the two teams, showing how closely they play each other. But the Chargers, Justin Herbert, balls out, and they get the dub over the Chiefs last night, 27-21.
Man, Justin Herbert probably played one of his best games as a starting quarterback in the NFL last night.
Great way to start the season, especially considering how you ended last season.
Oh, yeah.
With his 4-pick performance in the NFC wild card round against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, this is a great way to rebound and go for 318 yards and 3 tutties. You know, he was great, you know, in that game. And Amarian Hampton, who I have on my fantasy team, thought he was going to be much better, but, you know, he wasn't. He wasn't at all, you know. But Justin Herbert did a great job of spreading the ball around, spreading the wealth around. Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, like everybody got a little bit of love out there. And, you know, really on the Kansas City side, everybody got some love too. But Travis Kelce didn't have a Travis Kelce-esque game. You know, he did get a touchdown, so I guess that's, you know, per usual. But
dude, he caught a right hook too. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Number 90 for the Chargers, Tier Tart, just this big some bitch on the defensive line, who is quite frankly now one of my favorite players. He balled out last night. He is just a big dude on the defensive line for the Chargers. He had like 3 pass deflections, and then on one play, just absolutely just right hand smacked Travis Kelce in the face mask across the face. Got him good. Real good. He got 15 for it. Probably should have been ejected for it, honestly. But, yeah, he smacked the S out of him. Slapped him so good. Or what is it?
Told you not to marry her.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
It was real bad. Oh, and the Swifties already came out in full
Oh,
dress.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all...
Yeah.
Do not lay a hand on him.
No,
You can't touch him.
You know, Travis, and I'm sure he sold it, you know, pretty well. He's not a bad actor, you know. So
also, Mekhi Becton, he did play last night, but he posted on his Instagram a picture of like a heart rate monitor in the hospital and like a UV drip bag, and the caption just says, "Don't eat the rice and beans in Brazil, bro."
Yeah.
I believe him.
I mean, food poisoning is a terrible thing to deal with. So if you're in a foreign country and dealing with that,
I was gonna say, especially if you're not at home.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're not at your own toilet, man.
You ever had a food poisoning like in a hotel, like somewhere else that wasn't home?
Oh,
like,
I've had it here in the studio.
Oh my gosh.
It sucked.
Oh my God. That's something that's like, seriously, all you want is your own bed. You want your own, like, that is the worst.
You ever had a really good just, you know, vomit, just really just expelled everything out of you, and you're
then
like,
you got
dude,
back to normal?
I mean, I think that happens every time we, you know, get really drunk.
me a
but,
beer.
yeah.
When I was like 19, yes.
I'm
like,
back, baby.
Puke and Rally was
Puke and Rally,
legitimately a thing. It was like, let's go.
Yeah,
That
you
is
good,
wild.
You good now, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's get back to
Yep.
it.
All right.
Honestly, I love how that happens when you're drinking, but like when you're like actually sick, like
No,
you go
just
and
sticks
vomit
around.
and you're just still
It
sick.
just sticks
20
around,
minutes
man.
later, oh, I got it again. Like,
Especially with food poisoning, that's something that sticks around you for like could potentially a day, 2 days,
Oh.
just trying to really get yourself together again.
I desecrated all of my pairs of shorts, all of them at home.
Ugh,
My God.
that's the worst.
Well, I don't think they were
Jesus.
dirty. It was just like that close feeling where you're like, oh, it's almost there.
Yeah,
Desecrated.
I just live in the restroom at that point. Like, yeah, man, I
My
put
God.
my phone in there. Like, we're good. I'm just living here.
What else am I going to say?
Well, how about we desecrate our bank accounts here with some picks? It's time for Who Do You Love? Rashad, we can go Oregon and Oregon State, or we can go somewhere completely different. We have the world is our oyster because we can actually pick college games this year. We don't
can.
have to wait a week for the result.
No, for sure.
It is time for Who Do You Love? I will go back and revisit the results from last year.
There's no point in doing that.
Proudly. I have the results from the last 3 years, honestly. How about that?
Uh-oh.
There's no point in doing any of that. But if you want to be a jerk about it, for
But
it.
it is time for Who Do You Love, the first week of the 2025 edition. We do that next here, Sports Saturday. But first, Jordan Schultz with Sports Center Update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Los Angeles Chargers getting a win to open their season down in Brazil for the NFL Sao Paulo game over the Kansas City Chiefs. 27-21, the final. Pat Mahomes, 258 yards and a touchdown. That one was to Travis Kelce. But Justin Herbert, the story of the game, 3 tutties, 318 yards through the air in the win for the Chargers. Onto the college ranks, the Oregon Ducks, 6th ranked in the country, hosting the Oklahoma State Cowboys down at Autzen Stadium this afternoon. Following Sports Saturday, you got game day coverage getting going at 8 a.m. with Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Hara, and Anthony Newman. Pre-game with Mike and Jerry starting at 10, and then kickoff at 12:30 here on the Fan Sports Network. And you can watch it on CBS as well. Oregon a 28.5-point favorite over the Cowboys at this point. Oregon State also in action today at 12:30 kick against Fresno State on the CW down in Corvallis. A 1.5-point favorite right now as the home team. And over in the baseball side of things, the Mariners taking a 4-1 loss to the Braves last night at Atlanta. Their 4th in a row. They'll go again this afternoon, 4:15 first pitch on Root Sports. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? The insurance company's acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday mornings 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM. Who do you love? Joe and Rashad share their predictions and look back at last week to see if they still love their picks. It's time for Who Do You Love? Part of Sports Saturday on 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
That's right. Time for Who Do You Love? Well, I know who I love from last year. It's me, baby.
Yeah, you're okay.
So I got a dub. I would like to thank God first and foremost.
Yeah, you have to.
Because that's what got me the dub last year in the Super Bowl.
He wanted you to win, clearly.
I finished the season 28, 25-1 after thanking God. Hey, you can put that music back up there a little bit. Oh, no, never mind. It's too late. It's all right. We'll get the music.
I'll get it back. Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good. We got to have the vibes here. Damn it, Jeff Rust. What's he doing interrupting him? Why is he even here?
Because
why was Swag here last week?
He was just in the building just being Swag. I think Swag lives here. Like,
we probably should get some sort of cot or something like that.
I think it would be a great, again, a Murphy bed that just kind of against some wall here that you can just pull it out and just, man, I decided to hang out in the studio last night. There was real thought about coming in here and sleeping at like 1 a.m.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Sorry about that.
There we go.
I had rust over one shoulder last week, Joe. You missed this, and swag over the other. And yeah, forgot to podcast last week. My apologies, because literally craziness all day for week 1.
Hey, when you're in a rust swag sandwich, God only knows what's gonna happen.
Got Eiffel Tower.
There was a lot going. There's a lot going on in there.
Got H clapped.
Ouch.
But I won last year, 28-25-1. Jordan in second with 23-29-2.
I had a bad.
And Rashad 20-30-1. My God. So I will defend my crown once again. Going through the college football slate, I was looking at the schedule and stuff. Coincidentally, we talked about Georgia Southern earlier with Clay Helton. Georgia Southern playing USC today.
Very good.
Boy, how the mighty have fallen.
Are they at home, USC?
Yeah, I don't think USC's going to Georgia Southern.
No, that'd be a huge game for. There's
I don't
probably.
think USC's making that road trip.
I think that stadium seats like 12.
They're like, I think you can come here.
I thought you said they were in the mighty Sun Belt, sir.
They are in the mighty Sun Belt, but not today. They are in the mighty land of Los Angeles is where they are. All right, my first game of the day. I had a couple I was going back and forth on. God, there are some insane spreads. By the way, they did release a spread for Ohio State Grambling. You want to try and guess what that number is?
47.5.
47.5. Jordan, you want to take a stab at it?
59.
You kind of in the middle of both of those. 55.
Wow.
For Ohio State over Grambling.
It's over 50.
Which is crazy.
Kind of joking, honestly.
But it makes a lot of sense.
I see one line on here, 1 o'clock, and I do not know much about Ohio football, but West Virginia, they got to be better than this. They are only a 3.5-point favorite. This game is at Ohio. Unless Ohio is an absolute juggernaut that I don't know about, that they're gonna be able to keep it that close. They lost to Rutgers in their opening game, 34-31. West Virginia should be a little bit better than Rutgers, so I'm going to take West Virginia to cover 3.5 against Ohio. Deep cut for your ass right there.
Damn, dude, that is a deep cut. I was gonna go NFL.
Go ahead.
Initially.
Do you, boo-boo?
So I was gonna start with a game that I think is gonna be pretty intriguing. And that's the Falcons visiting the Buccaneers.
Ooh, caca.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I think the Buccaneers are one of those teams. They're favored by 2.5. I believe the spread 1.5. I believe it is.
Well, I'm not going to spoil where I would go with that. Wow, it's down to 1.5.
Yeah. So Tampa's favored by 1.5. I like this Buccaneers team. I think 1.5, but I think I also like this Atlanta team because I think this is the Michael Penix Jr. era. So we'll get a chance to see what that kind of looks like officially starting today. But I think 1.5 sounds about right, so I'm taking that.
All right, got you for Tampa Bay 1.5. Jordan, your first pick of the 2025 year.
I'm going dangerous. Since we're still in September, we got baseball going on, and the Mariners have lost 4 in a row. They're in Atlanta right now.
Only a half game above the Rangers now.
I know, it's bad. Thankfully, the Astros lost last night, but it was to the Rangers. So they're still, I believe 4 out of the first spot in the AL West, and only a half game above the Rangers now in the wild card. But they have plus 115 odds against Atlanta today, and in baseball, it's kind of just, if you can catch them on the day that they're winning, it's not necessarily like, oh, I've got some strategy. So I'm just hoping the Mariners right the ship today. First time in 5 games they'd get a win. So I'm going Seattle plus 115 at Atlanta.
Seattle plus 115. Just money lining it, huh?
Money lining the hell out of it.
Right.
Well, because the run line is only minus 180. It's just terrible odds. So.
All right. Got you down for Seattle Mariners. Actually, I should specify that too, instead of just putting Seattle.
Oh, yeah, that would be confusing.
Seattle Mariners.
The Kraken, baby.
Line. Which I think has got to be my next sporting experience. After going to the Giants stadium, the Oracle Park, and seeing a baseball game, I was Googling actually the other day, and I didn't follow through on the Google search, though, to go see my San Jose Sharks up in Seattle against the Kraken. Yeah. I haven't been to an NHL game, or an NFL game for that matter, so would like to check one of those off my list. Okay, going back to college football here. Damn, I just had this game right in front of me. Oh, God, give me 2 seconds here. Fisher, not even ready for the first Who Do You Love of the year. My God. I'm scrolling. If you have another one, Rashad, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I just had
Sweet.
this one and I lost it.
I'm
Damn it.
going with South Florida against Florida. Going
Covering?
down to the swamp. I think they're going to cover, man. So the over is 57.5. I think I'm going to take the over on this one, only because I think Florida is going to score points, but I also think Florida offensively is great. Defensively, we'll see. And so I know last week South Florida had a great game against Boise State, pretty much blowing them out of the water, and they was able to score almost every time down the field. So yes, I do think if they can put up 30 points, and I do think the spread is 18.5, right? So I don't think they're going to win this game, but I do think they can cover. So I'm taking that.
18.5 for South Florida.
Yes.
Okay. And I found what my other game was. It was Kansas State taking on Army. Kansas State is a 16.5 point favorite. I will take Kansas to cover that. Kansas State coming off of an ugly game where they almost lost against North Dakota. Again, I repeat, they almost lost against North Dakota. It was 38-35. But that's not as bad as what Army did last week. Army started with a loss against Tarleton State.
Who?
Exactly. Tarleton State is who they lost to
Fighting
last
Danny
week.
Tartables.
Yes, the Tarleton State Texans, who had a big Week 1 win against Portland State at Hillsborough Stadium.
Yes,
actually.
they did.
Week 0, actually, I believe, is what it was. But yeah, Army, you lost to Tarleton State. Sure, they might be in a bounce-back position, but Kansas State needs to have a big performance and needs to have a good week after losing Week 1 against Iowa State and almost losing to North Dakota. They do it today against Army, and they cover 16.5.
It's a good one.
Jordan, over to you.
I'm going right here at home. This might be the easy pick, but man, Dan Lanning responding to Mike Gundy's comments, talking about Oregon spending way more money than them, not wanting to maybe schedule opponents that spend less, like Oklahoma State. Dan Lanning's response: we spend to win. I believe that they will be winning by much more than the spread today, just to make a point. 28.5 is the spread right now. I believe Oregon wins by something like 30 or more. So, yeah, cover that spread. I think the Fighting Dan Lannings are going to kick some ass today. Open up a can of it.
Do you want... I will give you 27.5.
I'm looking at ESPN. It's 28.5. But if you want to give me 27, I would appreciate that.
I'll give you 27 and
Thank you, sir.
a half. Over to the NFL. There's a couple games here that are intriguing to me as far as spreads go. I'm looking at like Bengals, Browns. But Bengals, notoriously over the last few years at least, in the first couple weeks of the season, the bed and then continue to make up for it throughout the rest of the season. Again, there's a few other games that are intriguing to me, like Lions-Packers at Green Bay. The Packers are a 1.5 favorite. Pretty sure we just kind of did this last year with the Lions, where nobody thought that they could go into Lambeau and get a win, and they did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that one's intriguing for me as well. This Rams-Texans game. But I am going to go with the Bengals-Browns. I am going to go with the Bengals covering 5.5. I think Joe Burrow is sick of the slow starts. I think that, yes, it is a divisional opponent, and these games seemingly always get played very well, very close. But this isn't a Sunday night game. This isn't a Monday night game. This is a 10 a.m. game in Cleveland with one team that is infinitely better offensively than the other. So I'm going to go Bengals covering 5.5 against the Browns.
I'm sorry, I got to go with my guys, man. So the Patriots open up their season against the Raiders today.
Today?
Tomorrow, forgive me. I wish it was today, but it's tomorrow. My cousin is a huge Raiders fan, so this is going to be a big clash, But Pats are a 2.5 point favorite. I believe in this Patriots team this year. You draft Will Campbell in the first round, then you go ahead and get Travion Henderson, the great running back from Ohio State. You get the kid from Washington State to play wide receiver. Like, you're trying to build yourself a nice little squad to kind of go alongside with Drake May. So I like this Pats team. I think there's a whole lot to still work out over in Oakland. Obviously, you got a brand new coach. You've got a brand new quarterback. You've got a brand new star running back that you got to try to work into the mix and everything. I think that might be a little too much for them. It's going to be a close game, but I'm taking the Pats 2.5.
All right. If anything, if I had to put money on that one, I would take Raiders to cover, baby.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Go Raiders.
I like your Lions Packers pick there, at least looking at it. Of course, the questions for Detroit, they got new offensive coordinator John Morton and new defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard. Of course, that would be a big changeover from the regime that has been under the Fighting Dan Campbell's.
You could have made those names up, and I would have been like, yeah, totally.
Bobby LaFleur.
Yeah, those are definitely their coordinators. I believe it.
Shane Gillis stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Bob Smith. There we go. But anyways, the question for Detroit is, can they keep up the same kind of Fighting Dan Campbell mentality that they have had under him with new coordinators? I think so. I think there's really going to be... That's the thing about Dan Campbell, is he establishes the vibe of that organization, and I think we would all run through a wall for that MFR. So I think it's going to continue into this year. I don't see a fall off and a 1.5 point spread in Green Bay. I frankly, I want to just bet Detroit on the money line because the odds are slightly better, so I'll just do that.
All right. That is Who Do You Love? I am on West Virginia covering 3.5. Kansas State covering 16.5. West Virginia 3.5 point favorite in their game today against Ohio. And then Kansas State, 16.5 point favorite against Army. And then I'm taking the Bengals minus 5.5 over the Browns. Rashad, Buccaneers minus 1.5 over the Falcons. South Florida covering 18.5 against the Gators. And then the Patriots covering 2.5 against the Raiders. Jordan on the Mariners money line for today. Ducks minus 27.5 covering Oklahoma State, and the Lions straight up against the Green Bay Packers. That is Who Do You Love? Hopefully our picks hold up for next week, and then we will do this again next week. Actually, we won't do it next week.
Oh, that's right.
We will not have a show unless you want to do a show at 3 a.m.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
You sure?
We're good.
For all the Ducks fans that are on
We're
the
good.
road to Chicago?
We're good.
Russ just says it would be 4, guys. 4 a.m.
Oh, well, that's
count me in.
Woo!
At 3 a.m., 4 a.m. difference.
Count me.
It's a big one. It's an
count
hour,
me in
but
bed
it's a big difference.
Still, we're good.
All right, we wrap things up next here on the Fan Sports Network, Sports Saturday.
When Conquer
Sports Saturday brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Well, we have, I believe, a new leader in the clubhouse for one of the most disliked people in America right now.
Oh, more than Drake?
No. Or wait, yes.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
More than 45/47?
Yes, I think both party lines can get behind very much disliking this person after the videos and the story that came about last night. It was everywhere, Rashad.
So it's not Kawhi Leonard.
No, it's not Kawhi Leonard
Okay.
or his fake tree playing company. Did you by chance see the highlights from the Philadelphia Phillies Miami Marlins game last night?
Oh, I did not. No, sir.
So there is a home run that happens. This game is in Miami, by the way. Home run happens to left field area. I don't know. What's like the rule with a home run ball or a foul ball? You know, it's basically, hey, whoever gets to it, it's their ball, right?
Well, where's the foul ball? Is it like it's over the what's like the barrier or anything like that?
Yeah, it's in the bleachers.
Okay, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it
of course.
goes within the seats. It's
Yeah, of
fair
course.
game, right?
Yeah.
Like whoever gets the ball, it's their ball, right?
Yeah, of course.
So a ball goes into left field, lands in the bleachers, lands right in front of this like couple, this lady and her husband, and there's a couple other people there. And then another guy comes over in a Phillies jersey, and he jostles and he snags the home run ball, picks it up, holds it up, and walks back over to where his son and daughter are. Gives the ball to his son, plops it in his glove, gives him a hug, and gives him a kiss on top of the head. Like, there you go, son. There's a home
It's a
run
real
ball.
father-son moment right there.
Out of nowhere, out of stage left, comes a woman, and you could probably anticipate what her haircut style is.
Oh, she's got the short bob, little thing over the eye, little flock of seagulls joint. Yeah.
You nailed it.
Okay.
She grabs the guy by the arm who is hugging his son. I love this guy because his immediate reaction is to square up. Like, who the hell? Like, who's grabbing me?
You saw his woman probably softened his stance a little bit. Okay, you're right.
And this lady just starts going in on him. And there has been other video angles that have come out from the crowd. She just starts berating this guy. That was my ball. That ball was right. It was in my hand, and you ripped it out of my hand. And you can see the dad just kind of like, I mean, yeah, it was right there, but I grabbed it and gave it to him. That's my ball. What are you going to give that ball to me?
No.
And the dad basically, after listening to her bitch and moan, he goes, reaches into the son's glove, grabs the ball, gives it to her, and just waves her off like, okay, fine, have the effing ball. Like, it's yours. And then she marches off. And since then, of course, everything has played out perfectly for the dad and the son. There was someone from the Marlins that I think like
season tickets. Here you go for all next year.
And I don't know. I think it was Phillies gear that the Marlins like people got together to go give to the kid. And of course, turns out the kid's birthday is in like a couple of days too. So like another aspect of the story where it's like, nice job, lady. Way to be a complete douche.
I hope everybody finds her Instagram or her Facebook.
I'm sure they already
and
have.
they're completely dragging her. Nothing crazy or anything, but yeah, she should know how terrible a person she is right now.
And then, so the home run ball, it was hit by Harrison Bader. After the game, apparently, the Phillies go and find this kid and his dad and his sister, and he gets to meet Harrison Bader. He gets a signed bat as well.
Yeah, so screw this ball. That's
Pretty
a
cool.
foul ball, right?
No, it was a home run.
Oh, it's a home run. Okay, forgive me. Well, yeah, screw
That's
that ball.
my ball!
I'll take the bat that he hit it with.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, it almost seems like, you know, when they do the kiss cam or proposal cam at stadium and you're like, that was staged. Like, this lady is out of Karen Central casting. Like, with the haircut, the glasses,
Just
the
the entitlement.
stature, just going in on this guy.
The entitlement must be on sale because that's crazy.
Well, hey, he not only did that kid win some really good prizes, he won a valuable lesson into just, you know what, just whatever. Like,
Yeah, because that goes left
Let
if there's
them
a whole
have-
issue. You know what? You got it, and you got so much more out of it.
hey, with a Phillies fan too, you never know how they're going to take that. He might have well just thrown down with that lady in the stands.
And this was in Philly or is it in Miami?
It was in Miami,
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say like, okay, well if it was Philly, that's
Yeah,
par
lucky
for the
they
course.
weren't in Philly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it for us here on this Sports Saturday. We will not be here next week because the Ducks play at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So you'll get a very early pregame show next week. But we are sending you into the pregame show right now. Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Hara, Anthony Newman, all down at Autzen Stadium, ready to go for Ducks pregame show right here on the Fan Sports Network. But Rashad Taylor,
My guy.
a.k.a. Booby Miles today,
Oh yeah.
rocking the Permian jersey.
All do is play football, man. Football.
You're just jealous because you're from Midland.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Thank you as always, Rashad.
My man.
Jordan Schultz, thank you as always.
Love you guys. Love you all.
And thank you all out there who is listening. Have a great time at the Ducks game, Beavers game, wherever you're going. And we will catch you in 2 Saturdays from now. Peace.
There are no days off from saving big at your local Coastal.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, with just what the country needs.
Swing by your local